my trend videos are a little bit different from some of the other ones out there because what I like to do is shop my closet. Hello, fabulous friends. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Scarlett, and today we're going to have a little chit chat about spring and summer trends. I don't know about you, but where I am, it is warming up. It is getting milder by the day, but winter might not be done with us yet. So as I watch all of these spring and summer trend videos and I read the articles, it's delightful in some ways because I feel like that's just getting us ready to look forward to that kind of weather and that kind of fashion. But right now, it still feels very far away. But nonetheless, I did one of these shopping my closet for the trends videos in the fall. I thought it would be fun to do a spring version. My philosophy on trends is that I don't care about the trends. I will wear what I like. I will wear things that are 20 years old, which pretty often are now part of the new trend cycle. So if you are someone who treasures your clothes and holds on to them like I do, you can often find whatever the fashion industry dictates is in style already in your closet without having to run out and buy new things. So I do have to give a caveat, which is that I am shopping my closet for these trends, but I'm not shopping my actual summer clothes because my summer clothes are still packed away. And I'm pretty sure there are going to be some items in there that would fall into one or more of these categories. Maybe I'll do an unboxing my summer clothes video. Honestly, I forget what's in there. Once I pack it away, no idea. So it'll be all new for both me and you. So I think the trends can be a great way to just spark your imagination and make you think about what you already have and how to style it in ways that feel fresh and make that garment feel new instead of running out and having to buy something new. I've also said this before, and I will say it again, that looking at the trends is a great way to predict what's going to be in the thrift stores in the coming year or two. You may have noticed that I have a slightly different background today, trying filming in different areas of my apartment. And if you're interested in what's behind me, stick around till the end and I'll give you a little explanation of this. In the course of preparing for this video, I had a look at the spring and summer forecasts. Here are some of the ones that we're going to touch on. The first one is Glamour calls it Bohemian daydream and Vogue calls it femininity unraveled, which actually I kind of prefer because I'm unraveling at any given moment of any given day. I'm not really into the hippie vibe, but I do quite like this more luxurious, feminine, unraveling boho daydream. I decided to kind of tap into that with what I'm wearing today. So it is this beautiful pleated H&M blouse that I thrifted, this vintage pendant, these tortoiseshell hoops that I thrifted when I was in London last summer. This one I bought at just a little cheapy store when I was in Paris, and the amber and silver ring is from the Grand Bazaar in Istanbul. And this one is just a silly little thrifted ring, but not only is it a butterfly, but it's a leopard print butterfly, so it's fantastic. But this I feel like is quite a good look because you don't need to do it head to toe. You can kind of embrace it with different pieces. And I think I have a few things in my wardrobe that will lend themselves to this. And then we have pink. So it's going to be pale pink this season. Baby pink, powder pink. Okay, you don't like it? Move along. Any iteration of just a pale pastel pink is the color of the season, apparently. I prefer a bolder pink, but let me see. Do I have any pale pink? Pastel pink, pastel green, and pastel blue are all apparently going to be very big. You know, groundbreaking for spring. But it doesn't mean they're not pretty. Another one that's a classic for spring is the whole nautical vibe. Of course, I have tons of things that will fall into this category. That's an easy one because it's a look I really enjoy every spring. In my head, I refer to this look as dirty sailor because when I lived in Saudi Arabia, I spent a lot of time in Bahrain where there's a huge naval presence, both the Royal Navy and the American Navy. And yeah, let me tell you, those are some dirty sailors. So yeah, that's kind of always what I call this particular trend. Ladies who lunch is apparently another big trend, and I love this because I want nothing more in life than to be a lady who lunches. just hanging out, seeing my friends for lunch, none of this running around an office nonsense. So, so yeah, that's aspirational for me. But I do like this look, the tweed, the pearls, Jackie O, Capote swans, that sort of vibe. But I tend not to really love that look head to toe. I'll have like the lady jacket, but wear it with jeans kind of thing, which I think is a little bit more of a modern take. Definitely have some of those because the lady jacket or the lady sweater is one of my favorite things to thrift. Plaid apparently is also going to be big for spring and summer, which is interesting because we do think of it as more of an autumn winter kind of material. And it can be, but some of the plaids that they're talking about and showing are in softer colors and more muted tones. So I don't know that I have a lot like that because I tend to like my plaids a little bit, more vibrant. But I'll take a look. Let me see. I know I have a gray plaid skirt that is very beautiful. So let me see. Maybe there's some others. Apparently retro patterns are going to be a big thing. I do have some retro things and I have a lot of patterns. So do I have retro patterns though? I'm not sure. Quirky bags. Yes, I think I can come up with some quirky bags. I have quite a fondness for quirky bags, so that's not going to be difficult to find in my closet. Sheer items. Well, there's sheer and then there's sheer. I do like things that have a sheer element as long as I am, properly modest underneath. And I say that not because of my age. I just prefer not to have everything hanging out everywhere all the time. But if that's your bag, then you do you, boo. Here's one that Glamour calls excessive accessorization. How dare they? As if you could be excessive with your accessories. I will die on that hill. I could do a whole video on excessive accessorization. Polka dots, wow. I like how they're talking about polka dots as having a revival. As far as I'm concerned, polka dots are one of those things that have never, ever, 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 ever gone out of style. They're a classic. They're like stripes and leopard prints. Like, there are some prints that are just timeless. And I could probably do an entire video about polka dots. So yeah, this is one I definitely have plenty of. Okay, so we've made it to the end, and as promised, here's a little word about my backdrop here. So this is Sparkle Closet. I did a big closet revamp last year. Was it 2 years ago? Might have been 2 years ago. My God, time. Anyway, see, I've always wanted a walk-in closet, and I've never, ever in my life lived in a place where I had one. And one day I realized, hey, you know what? I could change my den into a walk-in closet. I have this weird little den that's a very odd shape. It's kind of triangular. So that has been sort of an ongoing project, but I still have my closet in my bedroom. And I use part of it for outerwear. The other half, I just got this idea of collecting everything I have that has sequins or shimmer or shine or glitter or embellishments or whatever, and just putting them all together in one place that can bring me joy when I look at it. And that is how Sparkle Closet was born. So that's it for this week. Thank you for tuning in. If you're new, I would love it if you would subscribe. It really, really helps my channel. If you do, please drop me a note in the comments to let me know so that I can say hi. And if you are a regular, you guys just keep me going. As always, I really appreciate you. Thanks again, and I will see you next time. Bye.